boy Obi Kenobi. I want to thank you for joining the live stream. That's what we're going to do today. You got to spend about a good hour and a half with your boy who's in the building. I'm in the building. You in the building. We in the building. We're going to play some video games today. So here's what I'm going to need you to do. I'm going to need you to grab, I don't know, 5 people. Give me 5 people. Yeah, let's get it. Make sure you send the link out. Get them a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I also want you to make sure you subscribe. This is your first time here. Subscribe for raw content. Why? Because that's what we do here. We play video games. We play more video games. And we play video games. So let's go right in. I gotta ask you before we do. Are you ready? Because if so, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, fish and birds, I don't care if you're an alien. You are about to enter the
Yo! What is going on, YouTube? Yeah, that's right. We in the building today. Obi Kenobi here. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't even want to belabor the time. I just want to jump right into this. Listen. First, I need y'all to do me a favor. I need y'all to go ahead. Let's share the stream. We got a bombshell. You know I like to acknowledge who's in the building, so let's do that real quick. But first, let's share this stream real quick. Let's go ahead. I want y'all to go to YouTube. Share the stream on Twitter. Let's go ahead, hit share. Go Twitter and just come on, type it out with me. Say, we are live, if I can spell live, and in full EFF, ECT. Let's go. All right, so there we go. Oh, excuse me. We're live and we are in full effect. All right, cool beans. We're going to go ahead. We're going to tweet that. And listen, before we jump into the news, let's see who we have in the building. My man, Lethal, you have just entered the Chosen Zone! What's going on, Lethal? Lethal is in the building. You guys know how I do this. For the first 5 minutes, the first 2 show up will always get a shout out. My man RG is in the building saying he just got off work waiting for me to live stream. What's going on, RG? You have just entered the Chosen Zone! You guys know how this goes. All right, let's see who else do we got in the building. Oh, yo, ladies and gentlemen, a family member of mine has just showed up. He's saying, what's up, my cousin David? You have just entered the Chosen Zone! Oh, yeah, that's what we're doing today. Guys, we got some news we got to jump into. You know how I do it. The first people who jumped in the chat, we started at, let's say, 4:15. So, you know, whoever the next person in, whoever can make it in within the next minute, you know how it goes. You know what we do. Excuse me really quick. I'm going to go ahead and share this stream as well. You know, I realized I need to get better at sharing my own stream on my phone. Like, that's something that I kind of really need to do. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and share this out really quick with a couple of people. All right, cool beans. Now we are going to jump into the bombshell of the news that happened today. And yes, you see it right here, but we are going to get to this. That is something we are going to do. But before we do, okay, perfect. He gave me my answer. I had to hit my man Holt up. Holt is a good friend of mine. And we're going to go ahead real quick. And we're just going to jump into it. Let me find it real quick because I want to be able to show you guys. I did retweet it. If you guys already don't know, it's kind of right here. Anyway, Stadia is actually shutting down. And before I put the link in the chat, because I want to know your thoughts and opinions on this, I want you guys to come and talk. But before I do, I always want you to remember the rules. Hey, be respectful. Not only are you going to be respectful, watch your mouth, your M-O-U-F, your mouth. It's little children watching. And I'm trying to make it big. So help me out. Come on, hit that subscribe, like, and subscribe, like, comment, and subscribe. Words that are coming out of my mouth. Listen, keep the rules. That way we keep it clean. That way we keep it fun. But I want to highlight this real quick because this is interesting. Before we jump into the games today, I want to highlight this. This is very interesting. Stadia is going down, and the ship is clearly going down. And I have to be very serious when I say this. I'm kind of bummed out about it. I really like what Stadia did for people like me. It helped me get my kid into games. Oh man, my man Holtz is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, Holtz, you have just entered the chosen zone. Holtz, you're the last one to get it. Our 5 minute shout outs are done. My man Holtz is in the building. Says, hey. All right, so check it out. As I'm getting back to this is very interesting. There are, and I need you guys to understand this, there are a lot of people who worked to try to make Stadia, stay alive, okay? You have developers, you have artists, you have content creators, people buying the games, and yeah, sometimes we don't get all the triple A titles. Thanks, Squid. I think that's awesome that you say that. Yeah, we don't get that all the time. But Stadia was a baby. And if you don't let a baby grow and mature the correct way, things like this do happen. I don't know who isn't to blame, but I will say this. What's on my screen right now is very disturbing. Very, very disturbing. This guy right here, I don't know him. I've never met him. His name is John Scar. And John, if you see this, I understand your pain. He got the tattoo of the Stadia because he believed in it. It probably helped him through a tough time, whether it's a depression, whether it's who knows what it is. It helped him. The community came together for him. So the fact that we see that people are doing this, they're shaming for this, that I don't agree with. You can have your thoughts, you can have your opinions, and that's cool. But yo, we will never grow if we don't start to respect people. It didn't work. But think about all the people that are affected by this decision. People that are going to be laid off. People, content creators. I'm pretty sure Rock almost broke down. And there were some things that was going on in Rock's chat that I didn't like. I'm not coming at my man, but all I'm saying is I felt like there was some slandering going on. But I'm not going to get into that. But I just don't think that's cool that we go ahead and we treat people like this. This is why we can't move forward. We got to move forward as a people with respect. And that's my rant on that. But before I do, there's one more thing that I want to share. And for some reason, it's not coming up on my homepage. Oh, here it is. I couldn't find my homepage. There we go. There's one more thing I want to share. This is all I want to say about the Stadia community. To all y'all who worked on every project, the games that we played, seriously, thank you. Thank you. You guys helped me help my son get into gaming. I mean, he was getting into gaming regardless. He didn't have a choice, all right? He was going to learn to play Tekken. Because as you saw yesterday, I was whooping tail in Tekken. Everybody who challenged me got put down. I'm still the tribal chief. And don't you forget it. All right? All right. Come try your luck next Monday on Monday Night Fights if you really want the title of tribal chief. My point is this. If you've ever been an artist, a musician, of anything, you know how hard it is to get something out. And when you finally get that chance, you're excited. That was Stadia for some people. Don't kill the hopes. Don't kill the dreams. Don't kill the aspirations. Somehow, all the content creators, the artists, the developers, they will bounce back. But in this time, we should be encouraging. And because I'm saying we should be encouraging, I want to end my segment on what happened with Stadia today with a song, with a very good opinion that my man Holtz did. Holtz is in the building. I want to go ahead and play this real quick. Let me restart it. Holtz, because before I let you start on this, I want to say this. I think this is the perfect tape. I really do. I think you got it, man. I really do. We'll see what's in store. We'll see what's in store. All right, let's go ahead. Let's see what Holtz has to say.
I just want to say that the Stadia service and the Stadia community of the last close to 3 years, I've just been amazing. I've had the best time with the games that I really like come to a service with, just great performance and fidelity. And of course, the community has just been so great. Plenty of laps and plenty of creators that I love to see. And without actually killing Frank Sinatra, I would just like to say, and now the end is near, and so I face them final playthroughs. My friends, I'll make it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've played a service that's full, I traversed each and every genre, and more, much more I did. I played it my way.
Holtz, thank you so much for that, man. I really wanted to share that because I think that's
I
important to
just want to
remember.
say that the
At
Stadia,
the end of the day, yeah, we're going to have our gripe share. We're going to pick fun of people. But at the end of the day, somebody probably lost a job. There's a mouth that's not going to eat tonight. And I think that's something that we got to think about. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead. Let's put that chat in the invite. I'm going to go ahead, copy the chat to the clipboard. You guys can join. We got some new people in the building. Remember, keep to the rules. Let's see what we got. We got, wait, Holt says, oh, wait, hold on. Let's start up top. Holt says, I'm shocked. I had so many games I was looking for, and the family library helped a lot for my younger family members. There's going to be gutted as they don't have multiple TVs or consoles. You see, this is what I'm talking about. This helped Holt's family members to stay together, be around the TV, and have fun. We have too many issues in the world. Fathers not being fathers to sons, mothers not being mothers to daughters. We have gotten away from love, and it's crazy because in my day we were told video games are out your brain. Video games have taught my kid his colors, and I know that sounds stupid. But guess what? The kid can count. I'm an advocate for video games. Holt's family's an advocate, and it helped. That's all I'm saying. Holt says, John is a lovely guy. Yes, that was the guy with the tattoo on his arm. I can't believe that came up on my feed, but that's like really crazy. Yo, he's here. Ladies and gentlemen, Cowboy is in the building. He's saying, what's up, brother? He is here. He didn't realize I went live early. Yes, today I scheduled this one for 4:15 because I definitely am going to your show today. That is happening until I have to leave at 6:30. But I gotta see that. Like, I'm gonna be there for that. Because I feel like, and I have to say this. I feel like Cowboy went live and he started giving his opinion, and he was saying, and please take it as hate if you want, but Cowboy was like, hey, listen, I was the bad guy. I was the bad guy for buying a PlayStation 5. And then a few people jumped in and they started bashing Stadia. But because Cowboy was there, it was more or less like Cowboys bashing Stadia. Then I saw in a chat somewhere somebody said something and I just didn't agree with it. Now, I don't call out names because I don't do drama. But I will say this, I do fight for what I believe is right and true. And yeah, you may not like that the fact the dude went and bought a PlayStation, but I still ain't heard the man say nothing negative. I heard him tell the truth. You may not like the truth, but the truth hurts. That doesn't mean he hates it. This man spent more money on Stadia in a week than most people. With that being said, all I'm saying is we can't sit here and lie on people, guys. All right, cool. Let's go ahead. I put the thing in. Cammy is in the building. Hi, Cammy. Thanks for showing up. Thank you for showing up. All right, guys, the chat is live. I did go ahead and I did title this Stadia Play Thursdays. I want to say one more thing. I will not be playing any Stadia games today. I'm sorry. I just don't think it's right to kind of rub the knife in. It failed. It didn't work. We thought it was going to. Time to move on. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to open up PlayStation. And I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to get some Deathloop done. If you guys remember, we were playing this the other day. I will say, because this is, well, was supposed to be, Cowboy says, thanks, it's all good. Yeah, I understand. And listen, I'm not coming to his fence. Cowboy can defend himself. You know what I mean? I personally believe we should stand up for what's right. Like I said, somebody lost their job today. And guess what? Yes, it's fun and games to laugh at it, but somebody really lost their job today, and we don't know if they're going to be able to recover. And so you got to keep that in mind. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. With that being said, let's go ahead. Let's see what do we got here. Bethesda. We're going to get back on this Deathloop. Oh, yo, speaking of which, I have to highlight, and he's not here. He's not in the chat. But I have to, at least I don't think he's in the chat. I haven't seen any, him. He might be watching. But I have to highlight ISO real quick. Here's why I have to highlight ISO. ISO was playing the World War III beta today. You guys got to go check that thing out, yo. My man is going all in. I was like, whoa. Yeah, go check him out. It was really, really cool. Really fun to watch. Really fun to play. Does somebody want to tell me? Wait, I was about to say, does somebody want to tell me? Do I have to start? If I got to start all the way over, this not happen. This not happen. This isn't gonna happen. Come on, are you serious?
Why can't you remember?
Are you serious? Why do we?
Oh, you're not even.
You know what? This isn't cool, man. So why did this not like save? Does this game not have an autosave function? Can somebody please explain that to me?
Up already?
I can't believe that. Not happening. We're doing Marvel Avengers. Anybody got Marvel Avengers? You want to join in? You can do that as well. If you want to join and play Marvel Avengers, come on, come play with me. Come hang out. Come have a blast. Let's talk about the workday. Whatever you guys got going on. The link is in the chat. Make sure you share it out. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe because we will be here for about the next hour having a blast. So let's see. What do we got going on? We're going to get to the load profile, obviously, is that saying. Can somebody explain to me what's going on with Deathloop? Because that should have saved. I was to the point where dude had to kick the glass out the door. So it seems like I'm going to have to go back and redo that. Whatever. All right, so we got a cosmic event. Free marketplace item. Seems like we're getting that. Let's go into the settings real quick. Let's go ahead and get the audio right because this is just a tad bit loud. All right, we're going to take the music volume down to like 7. There we go. That's a little bit better. I think that's better. All right, there we go. All right, cool beans. So we're going to go play now. We're going to go try and get this mission that we have for the day. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, he is here. Let's add him to the stream. The Cowboy is in the building. What is going on, Cowboy? Good to see you. How you doing? How you been?
Rose.
What's going on?
I know you live in New Jersey. So I think that a lot of times what happened to us, or what happens to me, is we're from New Jersey, right? We're very sarcastic. We say what we say. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So, but one of the most disingenuous things, bro, you was like, "It's dead. Time to move on." I was like, "Oh, I want ripping the Band-Aid off." I said, "God, leave." My man talking about feel bad. People lost their jobs. But today, I'm not. No, hold up. Let me start over. Today, I'm not gonna play a Stadia game because I don't want to put the knife in any deeper. Well, it's dead. Time to move on. So I was like, "Wait, what?" That was a swerve. I know you didn't mean it like that. But I was like, "Whoa."
No, I definitely didn't, man. I definitely didn't. That's, me. I'm not like that. That's funny. Like, I didn't think about that until you said that. It's funny because sometimes I sit back and I literally think about some of the stuff I say. Like earlier, I was like, "So come play with me," and I'm like, "That was not the right thing to say." It's like I don't mean, you know what I mean? I'm just like, "Yo, okay, I'm crazy. I don't get it," So. What's going on with you, Cowboy? How you doing today? Do you want to talk about the news of Stadia? I'm cool to talk about. You want to express any thoughts, opinions? How you feel about it?
I got a bunch of bullet points set for my show later, so I'm going to ask a bunch of questions to anybody who shows up. And I want to this is the hard part, right? I'm not share too much, but I feel it was a hard day, right? So I heard the news when I went in Rock's chat, right? And I'm like, "Yo, the Cowboy's here." And everybody was like, "Oh, man, it's crazy." I'm like, "What are you guys talking about?" And they was like, yeah. And I'm like, "Yo, I don't like what's going on." And then Twitter was blowing up. I'm like, "Wait, what?" And I'm like, "No." And then people was inboxing me left and right and texting me. And I'm like, and I really didn't get much work done when that first happened, right? Like pretty much I just barely worked after that. So honestly, bro, I sat at my desk. So whether you guys want to hear it or not, I had
a choice to hear it. It's my show. Anybody got something to say? Jump in the chat and talk about it.
No, I legit had a tear in my eye because whether people say I'm the bad guy, I bought a PlayStation 5, I put and you know what's crazy? Maybe somebody would have ended up being like, "Yo, they got more hours in on Stadia than Cowboy as far as the community." But guess what? Stadia's ending. So long story short, guys, whether you like it or not, every time you watch a show, all the people who hate me, just hear me out. Every time you watch somebody's content, 7 times out of 10, my name comes up, and I don't even be in it. It's real. That means I put a lot of time in, even if you hate me or not. But before you hated me, I was your hero. So honestly, for me, I literally had a tear because, man, I put so much time into Stadia. So it did hurt. But and I got up from my desk and they was like, "What's up?" I was like, "Yo, I just had the craziest news." And they was like, "What's up?" I was like, "The platform I'm into," because some of my coworkers know. They was like, "Yo, that's crazy." And I literally got up from my desk and I walked out and I called my wife. I said, "Yo, this is crazy." And she was like, "What?" I said, "You're not gonna believe it." She's like, "What?" I was like, "Stadia's closing January 18th." She said, "What?" And she paused because she knows how much I put in the Stadia. Now, with saying that, I say this. Yes, I bought a PlayStation 5 because it was my contingency plan because I felt they were slowing down the AAA games, right? So for me, yes, it's not as hard as some of you guys because I feel for the people who are super diehard, like let's say Squid, for instance, right? I won't call names on your show. My bad. I'll do that in about an hour. So I
Yeah.
feel bad for some of the people that they put all their eggs in one basket, as I once did. Just like you guys, I did the same thing.
Hold
So,
on, Cowboy. Hold on for 2
okay.
seconds. Holt is in the building. Holt, good to see you, brother. Thanks for showing up. We appreciate you. How you doing today?
I was in chat and I thought to myself, I'll just put the PC up anyway. I might as well just be in the stream with you. So,
Yeah, come hang out, man.
I mean, technically, you was already in the stream with us. We heard that great rendition of "I Did It My
do you know what?
Way."
I was gonna sing and I thought to myself, the pitch is too high, so I just thought I'll just speak it because
Yeah.
I didn't want Frankie to come and get me, just for killing the rendition. I was like, no one does.
Frankie shows up with the whole rat pack. Hey, Holt, you messed up the song.
No, it'll be fine because
what do you do?
It'll be fine because I'd be like, does anyone want a Jack Daniels downstairs? You'd be like, okay, Holt, okay.
What kind? Hey, Holt, let me ask you a question. A lot of people might not understand what I'm about to say to you. Do they still call cigarettes fags out there?
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes? Or is that like too taboo at this point?
No, you'll still hear like some older people say, "Oh God, I need a good fag," and then
it becomes
like comical, should I say? But people know you're not trying to be disingenuous, and I guess as long as you don't use it to hurt someone.
Okay, because I was about to say, I can see Frankie and them saying who's going to get the fags instead of cigarettes because they're in England, and I didn't want to, that's why I was like, wait a minute, hold on, let me see, because
it's weird. As long as you're not being mean about it.
That's cool. So, Cowboy, finish up what you were saying.
Oh no, that's pretty much it, man. I'll leave it there.
Okay, Holt, do you want to talk about it? Anything that happened with Stadia? How are you feeling about it, buddy? Let us know.
You see, to me, I've said this on Cowboy's show, and I'm not really in the Twitter sphere of all this negativity, but I've actually heard that people have lit up today. Their notifications. So people have just tagged these people, and it's just a snowball effect of positives and negatives. And in the end, I know Cowboy can say, "Oh, you're so nice. Why ain't you not seeing it?" But like I said, it depends on who you surround yourself in. So when I went on Twitter before, I was just like, "There's Obi Rose Kenobi going. There's Obi Rose Kenobi going live, saying, Holt, can I have this video?" I was like, "Sure, you can." I've seen mostly Martinez. I've seen the Cowboy give likes and stuff. And they're just the people in my life that I don't. It's great to get likes and comments, but I don't see the other dark side of what happens in these.
It's crazy. Not for nothing. I barely I always miss out on stuff on Twitter. People are like, "You didn't see it on Twitter?" I'm like, "No." So I don't know if I'm like doing Twitter wrong, but I don't see that much.
What
I wanted to defend Cowboy is that I can wake up on the All Purpose Champs Discord chat every day for the last few months, and I've had great laughs and great conversations. And never once has it been look, Jack Daniels service, how great is that? Thanks, Frankie.
Yeah. His Discord is amazing. Like, it was cool to get in there, meet so many people. Like, I finally got to meet, or like, not in the flesh, but I got to meet Bruce Campbell, the guy who did the music. I'm a musician, so like that was like really cool. I got to talk to Mr. Urban World about a couple of things. So like stuff like that is really, really cool. Oh, speaking of the devil, ISO Motion is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go check him out earlier today. He did this crazy stream for World War III. So go check it out. Dude is doing it big over there. What's going on, man? ISO? Good to see you in the building.
Listen, ISO put out my favorite video for 2022, bro. That was like the most. Oh, that's all I can say. Wow.
Go ahead. Tell them what video it is.
It's the video. He put out a video saying Stadia is dead. And you're watching it. Guys, you gotta watch. I don't want to ruin it, but you gotta watch it. It's like 2 minutes long. It's one of the best videos you'll see this year. ISO's so creative, and I love that he's letting out his creative juices, man, lately. ISO is on a fire, man. He is on fire. He's one of my favorite content creators this year, man.
Nah, man, he's not your favorite content creator this year. I'm your favorite content creator this year. And if you don't like it, we'll do something about it. I don't really mean that, but so.
And what's so great about the community that I mentioned is you'll be guaranteed that you can join one creator's channel and you'll always find a similar name or a face on stream or in chat, and that'll expand to another person, to like, for example, I was in Cowboys chat and nobody knows. That's how I got to know you and subscribe, and it just tunes into like a snowball effect of following these great people that you go, wow. So even though Stadia is dead, the legacy of me meeting new people and they'll be like moving on to like, because I wouldn't have found any of you guys without the initial stage, even though a lot of people went, but just to having them good group of girls and guys in chat laughing and joking.
Exactly.
A lot of people sit there and say you could have bad discourse, but the majority of the time I just seen it was positive talk about topics that gets me to come and sub and join the personality.
Yeah, so that's the cool thing that, like, I love what you're saying, because like I only know of you guys because of Cowboy, and that's an amazing thing, you know, like Cowboy, I didn't know what Stadia was. You know what's funny is I got Stadia because of Cowboy, actually. Cowboy was telling me about it, and I'm like, wait a minute, what are you saying? Oh, his device got disconnected. I'm saying, he was like, yeah, you as long as you have internet service, you can do it. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And he's like, yeah. So then I asked the question that I always ask, well, what games do they have? And just because something doesn't have a AAA title, I'm not like shied away from it, because you might have something that I was like, oh, that sounds like that's cool, but I'm not paying for it. Well, for instance, Paw Patrol. I wasn't paying $39.99 for that for my son to play it. But guess what? Stadia had it, and it was amazing. My kid was playing it. I can't wait to tell him his poor little heart is going to be broke.
Well, Stadia got through me some great times, because like when Stadia came out, that was before COVID, and I sat there day in, because I was working from home, I met so many people. I was watching so many, especially American creators, and I had so much time for them because I was in home, and that's how we connected with family. We were all playing Stadia and stuff like that, because we couldn't go anywhere else. Having this instant, accessible service
where you guys and you guys can talk to each other, you know, like you didn't have to pay. And I'm not coming at PlayStation at all or Xbox, but you don't have to really pay to talk to people online. If you got a microphone, you could have a conversation. If you got a camera, you could check up on like your aunt or your uncle. I mean, if they're playing Stadia, but you know, in your case, I know, as you said, your nieces and nephews, you know, it's like, that's really cool, especially during a pandemic where a lot of jobs got cut. People didn't have work. The airline industry went down. What about those kids, right? You know, hey, mommy can't afford PlayStation Plus this month. Oh, well, how about $10? If I do all my dishes stuff, can we spare $10? Yeah, we can spare $10. Next thing you know, the kid has Stadia and he's playing with his friends, whatever Stadia game they can play together. You know what I mean? And I just think that's you can
gain control of AIM's network.
Well, let me point out one of the beauties of Stadia. So retract that. Mom, could I play some video games? Sure, because Stadia is free and they have free games on it. So you don't even have to pay the $10.
See, I thought you had to pay the $10, but wow, that's even better.
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
What happened with me is I am the master payer of Google YouTube Premium. So I'm the main Google account holder. And then I've got my brothers and sisters part as the membership, and then their kids access their Google on many devices. So when I wanted Pro for my games, they got Pro by default as well. So that all the other members got it, and then we all got discounts and we all got little incentives when Stadia got. So every game I bought, some of them were for me, but then some of them for them as well to get into gaming. And that was their first step, where they go, "Mum, can I have the telly?" No, go on your tablet. And it was only a small little tablet, and they used to just take their little small controller and they used to play it, and there was no wires, no, not as long as it was charged, and they used to play it on the go in the house. And to them, their mindset was, and now in January they're going to have a hard time. It's going to be a hard time explaining to them. Stadia's closed down. Of course, they're going to evolve with gaming and they're going to play the next thing, but it's going to be an initial shock in January for them.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's
that's
gonna
true.
Be a big,
you know what's crazy? What's crazy, just reflecting on this, is how I didn't have a guest for today. It's crazy, and today is the day. So it just so happened I didn't have a guest where I was going to do my regular thing, because that would have got so derailed, because I'd have been so focused on, what's to come. But I want to say this, man. Yeah, I know you're not a content creator, but one of my favorite people I got to meet was you, man. Like, you are, like, I talk about you a lot, like, when I'm off camera, my family knows you. Like, I just want you to hear that, because you always mention the great people you got to meet. But trust me, there's people who love that they got to meet you, Hope.
Yeah, well, see, I'm glad that other people can say that, because, like I said, I'm part of that. I hope it's a positive, that we're all gamers and we can all laugh and joke from different cultures, backgrounds. Our hobbies is gaming, and I don't want to be that type of person where we're arguing over not. And we have a little tiff for that every now and again, a little laugh, but I don't want to be that person that goes, he's crossed the line for what? For our passion. That we can always laugh about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Man. I agree with Cowboy Holtz. Meeting you was like really awesome. Like, and then just like,
guys, we're not going nowhere. We'll all be together. Just wait until the new Tekken comes out. We just be moving to a different place. It'll be like Cowboy and Obi. That's it. We'll be like,
listen, I want to make this very, very clear. When Street Fighter 6 comes out, when Tekken 8 comes out, I'm putting the world on notice. Don't be watching these videos of me losing. That's just me training. I gotta train it up just a little, and
Oh my god, who was I watching yesterday? Oh, my brains went dead. Rude Diggs. I was watching Rude Diggs train for the Mortal Kombat, and Ninja Guy X destroyed him. And he was so positive. He went, "I'm just warming up. I'm just getting used. Each time I get my ass kicked, I'm learning." And I was like, "Well done."
You know what's cool is Rude Diggs was like that in Fast and Furious. I will beat him. He was like, "No, I'm gonna practice." I was like, "Yo, I love his energy to get better." But here's the question: I guess we'll know tonight, because Purple Haze. I'm not sure if she's streaming tonight. I'm assuming she is. But is the tournament still going on? I'm sure some people are probably not going to want to be a part of it. I guess.
I actually go ahead, Hope.
I can see people in the background actually training, getting their ass whipped, going Miyagi-Do, like, next one I'll get better. Next one. And that's it. That's the learning curve, isn't it? We all have to get whooped before we pretend we're the master, I guess.
See, I got a good friend. I love what he says. My good friend says, "Hey, man, in order to get clean, you got to get washed." And it's very true, man. I love every bit. He said, "Yo, that's my motivation. In order to get, so when you see me getting washed in Tekken, I'm cool with it. Because I'm gonna get clean, all right? It's gonna happen."
Hey, Obi, you gonna get clean when you're on the sideline, not playing.
Yo, right? You know what? Nobody got nothing to say to you, okay? Shut your mouth.
All I've said to creators is I want to jump into Mortal Kombat and go, what was that, Obi Rose? What was that? Come over here, uppercut. And as an uppercut, I just want to pop on screen and go, and then all I want to do is clip that moment just so I can say, whatever Rose, whatever Cowboy, I got that uppercut. And you go, I kicked your ass. And I'm like, I got that one uppercut. That's all. That's my dream.
That's awesome. That is
so awesome. Rose, you was about to say something about the tournament.
Yeah, so I actually, and I'm not putting anybody's business or anything like that out there, but I think I should share this. I was supposed to be in the Mortal Kombat tournament, and so when all this news broke, I actually did send Purple a very heartfelt message, but I did let her know that I'm not going to be able to join the Mortal Kombat tournament because I didn't buy the game on Stadia yet. I was trying to wait until like a day or two before because I was hoping it was going to go on sale. I'm trying to get a sale here because, I got a kid and I got one on the way. So I'm trying to save as much money as possible. And the store is down. So I'm like, but I'm still, if it goes on, I'm going to be there and support. I promise you that. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in the chat. I'm going to.
You know what's going to happen? Real life friendship. Come together, guys. And Carl's like, Rose, here's my controller. And he'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah, but here's the problem. If we got to face each other, then we can't play each other. Because I was thinking, well, he could use my my account You know, I know somebody else was like, "Oh, maybe you could use that
So you're
account."
right.
But then if
I
you face each other, then it's like, "Oh, wait, that's
I
gonna mess
did
up the whole thing."
I did not want Cowboy to win, right? Initially, I didn't want him to win, but then when he said he painted a target on his back because whoever wins gets a free game, I was
Yeah,
like,
man.
I just want,
confidence.
I want Cowboy to stand on top like Mortal Kombat 7, like Blaze at the top of the
Yeah.
pyramid. Come on, who wants the free game and just gloat? And I was like, that would be amazing, just to prove.
Listen,
So
man. You know,
hold on, guys. Hold on for 1 minute. Let's
yeah.
see. We got some new people in the building. Dorgon is in the building. What is up, Dorgon? How you doing, brother? How are you doing? Lion is in the building. Lion, it's good to see you here right now. I was in I was in Cowboys chat. I was in Cowboys show yesterday, and you came across my heart, man. And I was like, hey, has anybody heard from Lion? Lion, please let us know you're okay. Please let us know some way, somehow, if you guys need anything. I mean, I don't know if we could send money, but if it's food like canned goods or anything that we could send,
bro,
at least non-perishables, clothes, we'll do what we can, bro.
I told you, Lion said he lived on the 4th floor. He's all right, bro.
You did say that. He lives on the floor. You're right. Lion, let us know still if you need anything. And Dorgon is back. He said there's going to be a nice payday in January. See, Dorgon, he missed. I don't know if he saw the whole thing. But yes, everybody. So if you don't know, you will be getting refunded your money. And, you decide to buy whatever you want.
Rose, I said to Cowboy before on his stream before, I said, who's gambling people here? And Cowboy, I like to gamble. I said, we all should put our refunds in a pot and have the King of Stadia final game, and then the person walks away with the title, all the refund money, and
takes all the winnings.
Look at that guy. That person's walked away with 200. That's a
I wonder.
200
I do wonder this. How much money do you think? Because they're going to refund whatever you bought. How much money, realistically, do you guys think that is?
See, I was watching in Rock Show, and mine is like 1,000, and I've seen people speak between that range between 8 and 2,000. So I know about 50 people that was roughly saying in that range, and that's only a small community on YouTube. So I assume it's
probably going to be See, I was thinking somewhere in like it's got to be around 10 million. Because I mean, and I understand Google has buku money, but I mean, I feel like anything over 10 million, they're like, nah, we're good. We're just gonna keep it going. I
don't think Stadia is just going to give you, Google's going to give you a refund. I think they're going to give you the incentives to stay with Google. So they're going to give you some like YouTube premium benefits and stuff like that.
I see what you're saying.
They're going to apologize for how the service was run or optically up with cloud. And then they're going to put a message by saying, still have faith in Google. And they're going to...
I'm trying to figure out how they're going to refund the controllers. That is where it's interesting because
Thank you.
They said they were though. I think that's what when Rock was reading it. He was saying the article said that they're going to refund the controllers. I hopped in Meg's stream, and Meg, she was saying the same thing. She said, "Yeah, they're going to refund the controllers." And the one guy was like, "Good, because I have 14." And then next thing you know, she was like, "Why do you have 14?" And I kind of was wondering the same thing. Like, why do you have 14 Stadia controllers? That's crazy.
Well,
can you see them guys behind me there? Look, there they are. Look, me wasabi, me.
Hold on. Let me put it on screen. Let me go ahead and. Ooh, I'm sorry, Holtz. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. There you go, Holtz. Solo layout. Check that out.
Can you see them? Yeah.
We can see them. Check them out.
So these are my wasabi, me premium, and me founders edition. So the poor babies are going to actually have to get refunded, and I need to see how I can sort of re-engineer it or recycle them because I don't want them sort of.
Let me just say something.
That's good, Lion.
Go
ahead.
No, I was gonna say something a little disingenuous, but I want to say this first. Two things. One, I'm not going to get back that much money because I'm a picky gamer. So I don't buy a lot of games a year. Like, I'm very picky. And so if it's a game I'm interested in, but I don't think I'm going to like, or I don't think I want to keep or beat, you guys know I gamefly it. So, but the second thing I want to say is, so my friends that I actually know that I went to high school with, they gave me such a hard time when I got in the Stadia. Like, we literally have fallouts and kind of stopped speaking for a bit because of Stadia. So all I can say is this. Now, I'm dead serious, but all I can say is this. I'm kind of, this is going to sound really messed up, but I'm kind of happy I did get a PlayStation 5 because I know they will cook me right now if I went down, if Stadia closed and I was just still as diehard about Stadia as I was, bro. They
So
would get,
listen, I don't
oh
think that's a
man.
disingenuous statement. That's a self-preservation statement. Like you're
Yeah.
happy that you like because like you said, you have some pretty serious fallouts, which is crazy. How we
Yeah,
falling
man.
out over video games? That
That's
makes
real.
no sense. I mean, it's not whatever. But in either case, it's like,
Well,
yo, you don't want to get like you don't want so like all right, so I got a good friend, my man Lethal. Lethal's my man. I love to play Lethal and Tekken. He loves to play me. I know it burns his insides when I beat him up in that game. And he knows it burns my insides when he beats me up in that game. You know what I mean? But we ain't ever gonna get to a point where it's like, oh, I'm not talking to you. Cause that's kind of
what do you mean? I might fall out with family members. My niece and nephew, like 9 and 5. Once Stadia stops, they're gonna say, "Uncle, what happened to Stadia?" And I'd be like, I feel like I have to go out and get the refund and get the customized Xbox controllers with the names and say, your kids, go and play
Holt, I'm gonna make it
Xbox."
easy for you. I'm gonna make it easy for you, Holt. Go get him a Nintendo Switch. He's got 2 controllers. You get 2.
You've got Switches and they'd use my library on the Switch as well. But what I'm trying to say,
Oh,
I might have to customize some controllers for them. And
I
say,
see. I thought Host was gonna say they're gonna be like, Uncle, what happened to Stadia? And you was gonna be like, the time has come.
yes. But they're like, you're lying, and they can't Google it, can they, to find out? And I'd be like, well, remember that everything comes to an end. I love this brilliant speech to this 9-year-old. Everything in life, you know, Hakuna Matata, the circle of gaming. You know what I mean? I'll be using Lion King. Don't let your past be in your behind, and I'll be like, I'll be doing
he's gonna with the Lion King. I can dig it, bro. That's how you gotta do it.
One at a time.
Yeah, you know.
Here, here's your new controller. Circle of Gaming. Remember, Circle of Gaming.
Oh man, that's so awesome. That's so awesome.
I can like be Abe Simpson out of something. Back in my day, we used to have real console wars, and we used to fight. We used to fight and hit each other with magazines. They were the days.
That sounds like something Abe would say. Oh man, I can so dig it. That's pretty awesome, man. That is so awesome. Oh man, you know, we're never gonna get stuff like that again from the 90s. I'm sorry, I just wanted to throw that out there. How nostalgic.
Well, I was laughing at my Alpha. My Alpha was 70 the other day, right? He's 70, and he was saying something, and he went, schmickety schmack schmack. And remember Tasmanian Devil's dad when he used to go,
yes,
well,
yes. Do you remember the show? That show was so great.
I started laughing. I said, "What have you just said, Dad?" He went, "I don't know what I said." And I went, "Shimmy schmack back in my day." And I was just hysterics.
So, what? Let me. Can I bring something up?
Oh, absolutely, brother. Sure. This is you guys' hour. You know, this is. We're just playing the games to enjoy them. We're supposed to be going through Deathloop, but for some reason, it didn't. The save didn't save. You ever see that happen in a game?
Yeah, that has happened before. So listen.
Yeah, I've lost.
What would you guys say if I told you I knew today was coming?
I mean, it's kind of subjective, right? That's like saying, hey, you're gonna die one day. I know that sounds cruel and mean.
No.
I would say to Cowboy, stop reading your tea leaves, mate. Come on.
All right, so listen, y'all ready?
Okay.
Did you guys notice that I've been saying I'm switching up my content? Did you notice that I recently started adding non-gaming content?
You have been doing that. You have been doing that. That is one of the things you have been doing.
Do you think it's a coincidence that I had Nicole as a guest this week, and I've been lining guests up?
I just want to know. I want to know how you knew. I mean, come on. Can I get the lottery ticket numbers?
Cowboy, the way I see Cowboy is Cowboy. I've seen your stream so many times, and you've said day after day, my channel's not a gaming only; it's a vlogging of life and passion.
He does say that,
right? In his own way, but that's the way I perceive it. So in the end, for you to sit there and say and dial on the back from gaming, I'm like, that's not the case, though, is it?
Yeah, it's really not, right?
All right, hold up. My last part. Why do you think I had no guests today? Think about it. I had a guest every day this week, but for some reason, I didn't have a guest today.
It's really
Wait a minute. You said, "Oh, do you want to do Thursday?" And I was like, "No, I'm too busy on Thursday." So I was going to come on, but I said,
Hey, host. Hey, host. Why you gotta do that to me, host? Like, really, host? That's what we doing, host. That's what we doing now, host. There's nothing. Does honor amongst thieves mean nothing to you now, host?
honor amongst stadiums. He's like, no.
Honor amongst stadiums.
We're not.
Are you not entertained?
No, that's it. We're not stadiums anymore. That community, that ship's sunk. No, we're PlayStation ponies, boy.
Oh, they were PlayStation ponies. Tell me about it. Everybody, listen.
We evolved, but now because our Stadia ship sunk, now we have to go back to the days of our.
So here's my question: Are people more hurt that it's Stadia, or are people more hurt because it's cloud gaming?
Oh, right.
Because
I think what Stadia was for a lot of people, and we've realized this. A lot of people in the community started saying they had limited time because they had kids or they stepped away from gaming, and they found that Stadia was the sort of tool to get them back in to gaming at a cheap point with the games they wanted. And I feel like that's where they believed that they couldn't justify an initial cost of a console for a lot. So they believed that they could use cloud, and the best cloud they actually got at that moment was Stadia. And I feel like that's why it hurts them, because now once they lose that service, they can't just say to their wives in January after Christmas and stuff like that, "Can I have a PlayStation 5? $500?
Yeah.
So they're going to be out of gaming once that service subscription.
That is real, though.
Games cloning lab.
The line said host was exposing you, cowboy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, host ain't right, man. Host ain't right. If I wasn't driving, I would have texted him real quick, like, "Yo, be quiet, man."
So, cowboy.
I didn't get the wink. That's what I missed.
Yeah.
So, cowboy, talk to us. What is it? Do they miss Stadia, or is it about cloud gaming? Because I want to know the people
I'm gonna tell you. So it's nothing different than if you was a diehard PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo fan. Stadia because Stadia was marketed as a platform that was going to rival the consoles, right?
Oh, there you go. Say, cowboy, you kind of went away from your
as cloud. Yeah, I got a phone call. I had to reject it. Some people look at Stadia as a cloud console. Some people look at it as cloud PC. But Holtz is right. If for some people it was a way to get back into gaming, for some people it was a way to play gaming on the go. It was protect guys. Stadia was a lot for so many people. But long story short, Stadia was another gaming ecosystem that you cling to. And not to be disingenuous, but it's just another. You got super into a platform, just like if you was a Sony pony or an Xbox or whatever they call Nintendo people. It's just the same thing. So long story short, just imagine if you was into Nintendo. Now, people don't realize Nintendo had it really bad back in the day where they almost closed down. So some people don't know that. So imagine if it did close back then. You'd be like, no, never Mario. So that's all it is. It's just gaming that people fell in love with. Because here's the thing. Historically, this is what happens. Usually, there's very people that's fortunate enough to just buy whatever they want, right? I'm going to get everything. So typically, you have to spend your money on one or the other. So let's say a PlayStation, Xbox, they both $500. You're not going to the store spending $1,000 because you want to buy games and an extra controller. So you're going to say, okay, I'm either going to get in this ecosystem or this ecosystem. What happens is the one you choose becomes your champion because it won. And then the other one just unfortunately has to be the opposition. Now you find yourself, I'm a PlayStation guy, or I end up becoming an Xbox guy. And then you just kind of get into that. Like Holtz will say, hey, his friends, they used to share. So he never had that back and forth. But us, or me, living in where I live at, there was always this back and forth. So Stadia is just the same thing.
Yep. And don't want a PlayStation and you end up getting an Xbox because your parents don't know how to remember anything.
Right.
They expect you to remember it all.
Do you know what I love about the Stadia community? It wasn't just the gaming platform that they talked about. I found out that a lot of people that I actually follow love Japanese RPGs and they love anime and they love certain stuff that I love. But you wouldn't get that on other channels. I feel like they don't express themselves enough. But the people that I've met, they're so expressionate and they want to share other media outputs that I feel like I can relate to them, and that's what's so nice. What I felt was so nice about certain community members.
What I thought was cool was there was a community of content creators. So as I was building as a content creator and getting better, I was doing it together with other people, strategizing, putting our head together, communicating. What you gonna do tomorrow? Yo, be on my show. You come on my show. I think that's what I thought was really cool that spawned out of the Stadia community.
Yeah, so I obviously you guys know I'm new to the Stadia community, but I want to respond to this. I never understood the gaming console war once I got older and became an adult. And here's why. Because I'm always going to play the game that I like. So, for instance, and I've said this before, you could only at one point in time get Ninja Gaiden on Xbox. So guess what? I had an Xbox. You can only get God of War on PlayStation. So guess what? I took my paycheck, I worked harder, and I went and got a PlayStation. I would keep one in the bedroom and I would keep one in the living room. When I was in the living room, I would play God of War. Right before I'm going to bed, guess what I'm playing? Ninja Gaiden. I got the best of both worlds.
Right, because I had all the consoles growing up. If I started arguing with someone in a pub or whatever, talking about gaming, I was that shallow that I pitied people. If they come up and went, Ninja Gaiden's crap because it's an Xbox game, I never used to argue, and I used to look at them and go, don't offend greatness. I feel sorry for you. And if someone went, God of War's crap, I used to go, once again, just come back when you sort of you appreciate taste. And they used to look at me going, and I'm like, yeah.
Somebody actually said earlier, and I don't name call, but somebody did make a crazy, outrageous claim at like 8 o'clock in the morning here. So it would have been like 4 o'clock your time, dude. They said,
was that the God of War reference?
Yeah, they said God of War was, and I was like, wow.
I tuned in to say hi, and when I heard that, I just went bye.
He's like, I'm out. I think you were there this morning, weren't you?
I popped it, and I just thought to myself, because I love like certain people. I love Nintendo Switch, and I can speak about loads of genres. So many ends, I can speak to you about Ninja Game. I can speak to Cowboy about God of War. Then I can speak about Azora's Wrath to Cowboy. Then with you, and I'm always yo-yoing between the two. And I would never ever say that game was crap. But if someone comes in and says, guys, I have to say that Ninja Gaiden's crap, I'll be like,
peace.
show yourself. We just look at them in disgust, and he just joke, okay, so guys, I'm not messing with you. See you later.
Yeah, I hear you. You know what it is like I make fun of games sometimes. So I would say Avengers, right? I didn't really mean I used to say I hate this game. I'll never play this game. And here I am playing it now. What it was I didn't understand what was happening, but I recognized that. Now, did I think I was going to play the game? I hope to play the game if I ever got around to figuring out how to play it or somebody showed me, because I'm too impatient to read anything. Okay, so that's why games like Elden Ring is kind of hard for me, even though I love the game and the story and trying to figure it out. But I don't like to. I just want to push X. Let's go. I want to play right now. Here's my quarter. Take another quarter. Okay, I'm done. And that's kind of how I like to play video games.
I'm the same like with Destiny and stuff like that. Them type of games where you jump in, you haven't got a clue what's happening, and they say to you, go on the internet and read some lore. And I'm like, no, that ain't gonna happen. I need you to explain it to me in a little short burst, or I'm just gonna run around and go, what the hell?
What's going on here? Oh, so let me ask you a question. You do have a PlayStation, correct?
Yes, right.
Of course you have a PlayStation. I got your. I actually yesterday was really cool because we were in chat and they're like, "Hey, Holtz, what's your PS set?" And you're like,
Did you send it?
Absolutely, brother. Yeah, I sent you one. But I want to ask you a question. Do you have Elden Ring?
No. See, I wanted to play Elden Ring, but at the moment, because like Soul games are getting more challenging to me, and they're not actually dropping sort of like the accessibility or the easy modes for me,
Hmm.
I feel like I don't have the talent or skill these days to keep on being punished. I mean, I can slowly grind through it, but I feel like that there's too many games to play to put Elden Ring on the top of my list. I mean, I
Okay,
admit it's
so
gorgeous. I want to play it, and I can believe it will get Game of the Year. But I knew that I have to wait for. I waited for like Make It a Chaos and stuff like that to review it,
to,
or Cowboy and stuff like
yeah,
that.
I think you said that yesterday. Like even with media, like you trust somebody enough to say, "Hey, you're going to if it's good, I'll trust your opinion." I understand that, but I want to try to sell you on this. Um, if most people act the way I act, then most people will be punished. It's only when, and I can say this from experience, because Bloodborne, I was determined to beat Bloodborne because of my good friend Lethal. And Lethal was like, "You got to try this game." And I saw it. I was like, "Yo, this looks crazy." It's like Orson, I think I'm saying his name right, Orson Welles, like 1800th century. They got the top hats. Like, this is
Well,
awesome.
do you know the problem with Bloodborne is the same with Dark Souls 3 and all that? And I remember playing them and I remember enjoying them. But because
Hmm.
they're so open world and I used to go on my own beaten path,
It's,
I used to kill a boss, then
yeah.
grasp a little bit of the story, but I never pieced the whole story
So
together in
together.
like.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh no, there's mini stories and mini stories
And
in the
many
whole
stories.
world," and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't. So I used to stand there and go on the bonfire. Which way should I go?
Which way should I?
That way. And
So
I used to go on my beaten path.
So for me, like when I started playing Bloodborne, it was because, well, one, I love when I guess I learned this from Ninja Gaiden. I love when you see a boss and his health bar is like it's the screen, and your health bar is like this,
No, do
right?
you know what?
Like,
Do you know what I love, Rose? Is like when you're sitting there and you think you're cocky because you beat everyone in the area, and without knowing it's sort of like a mini boss or a boss, you just look at it and go, "Foe, I'm going to slay you," and then it slaps you across the room, and then you go, "Okay, that was a lucky shot," and you go back 10 times until you realize I can't beat you, and then when
yeah.
you always come back and go, "Remember me? It took 2 months," and you slay him, and you go, "Yes,
Dude,
that's the
that was
achievement."
me. That was me with Alma and Ninja Gaiden. No lie, it took me like 3 months to beat her, and I was like, when I did it, dude, I went through the
And
roof.
do you know what's so funny about it? When you kill a boss, you're so proud, you're like, ha 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 ha, and then straight away you go, I'm gonna loot this boss. And as you're looting them, when you see that it's not a better equipment than what you've got, you're like, ugh, should have came back and finished you off with.
Yeah. So with Bloodborne, the only reason I got good in that game, in all honesty, is because okay, so I came across the cleric beast first, which is not something that people do. And when I saw the health bar, I was like, "Oh my god, this is nuts! Like this is bananas. This is insane." So the way I play games like Dark Souls and or Elden Ring is I will grind. I'm not making this up. I will grind the first stage for like 5 days just to try to get to like a level 15 or 20 to have an edge. On top of that grinding, it gives me the patience to learn the mechanics because I'm so anxious to play. And then my mind finally triggers and goes, okay, how do we actually not get hit? But then what made it better for me was when you, like you said, when you go to different bosses, you save them from later. When I started learning stuff about bosses, like the cleric beast, if you use serration with fire, you chip at that lifeline. And I'm like, whoa.
Well, here's one for you, right? Have you played Zelda Breath of the Wild?
Yes, I'm at Ganondorf's castle right now.
Right,
I need to finish it, but I'm there.
I am one of the most stupidest gamers you'll ever see playing that game because I went off my way, right? And then I was climbing frosty mountains without the woolly vest, right? And I didn't know there was a woolly vest because I went where a normal game goes that way. I went the opposite way. What happened was I was going over like the fire lava or the frost mountains that were depleting my health.
Just died.
Without all the proper equipment, then when I came full circle when I just beat the divine beast, I was walking back to the entrance of the village, and some guy was going, "Do you want to buy some fire boots?" And I was like,
I love it.
I've just trained for hours to get hard, climbed up a mountain, paraglided, fell, got to the mountain quickly, and then this guy was like, "But nobody just followed the path past the stable guy and you spoke to me."
Yeah,
I would have just sold you some boots or a woolen coat, and I was like,
I'm gonna tell you the craziest thing about that game for me was when you get the you get the paraglide, right? And then you meet the like scientist person and they're like, I'm doing an experiment. Would you like to participate? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do your experiment. And then it's like, you have to pay 20 rupees. What?
so what if like
you asked me.
say like Fire Blight Ganon uses fire on me. I was standing there invincible like the hero of time going, do you know how long I climbed up that lava pit? This is nothing. I've suffered as a gamer. 20 hours later, I've got like 15 hearts. Your little attacks doing nothing to me. I trained like a warrior, and it was like,
I have to say this. I didn't beat it 100% because I'm not playing Zelda the conventional way. Now let me make this clear because I don't want to get hate for this. I'm actually watching YouTube while I'm playing this game on how to play the game. And I know that sounds crazy because I could just watch, like, I just watch and not play it. But this is what boggles my mind. I think it's the bird. Like, when you get there, like, you literally have to figure out how to cause the bird to, like, wings to, like, go up the correct way. And I'm like,
I know what
figured this out.
Right,
like,
there's a part on Real Warriors. There's a part when you play a Divine Beast, right? It's the champion. And I'm just running around like Zelda, playing Zelda or Link and stuff like that, Mifa and stuff like that. I just had a ball of time hacking, slashing, using magic. But when they came to Divine Beast, I was like, I can't see where I'm shooting. Am I doing a low attack, a high attack? Am I doing beams from the wings? And I was just getting punished because it was a time. It was a time mission, and I was just like, this is not how I play games. So I rang my friends up after like days and went, you need to get round here right now and do this game. Because he loves with this. Yeah. Because he loves playing all them space shooters where me, I sort of balk. I get dizzy off watching all these games. And he came round, done it for me. He was like, this game looks interesting. I was like, thank you. Now I can get back to me hack and slash. Thank you.
Yeah.
But it's the same with Spider-Man, for example. I was playing Spider-Man thinking I was Spider-Man, pure being amazing, web slinging, using tools and everything. And then when he introduced the stealth missions, I was like, oh, they've brought a different mechanic. And I was just crap. And I couldn't skip it or progress.
I'll say this. I did not look up any YouTube things on Spider-Man except for one thing, the speed missions. And the only reason I looked it up is because I was doing a speed mission for almost 2 weeks. And I was just like, I need to know if this is actually possible. And then I saw somebody do it, and I was able to go, okay, what's possible? I need to fix my mechanics. And then I was able to get it done and like go through all the loops and all that other good stuff. You know, you chase the ball and stuff like that.
Well, here's one for you. I was playing Tekken 6, and to get a platinum trophy, there was a time where you have to beat Devil Jin at the end on a train. Right? And I was there for weeks. Couldn't beat him. He was just living crap out of me. And then one day, walking on my twin, and Jin, I laugh at his character. His character was weak. And Devil Jin kicks him right to the side of the train. Whack. And then as me twin cowers, Jin comes running up to him and he uppercuts him. And instead of bouncing off the invisible wall, he goes flying off the train. So he got a platinum first. So I went, there, let me try this again. So in the end, I tried it, ran to the corner. Devil Jin came, I uppercut him, and he went off the train. And I went, I've been suffering for weeks doing that. The game's broken, like you say. Devil Jin can't, like, and he went.
Yeah, then goes off the train. That's awesome. What is going on, Cowboy? How you doing, buddy? What you got going on today?
Man, listen, it's crazy, bro.
I saw your title. I can't tell you how to run your show. I'm gonna be there for it. For a little bit.
You saw that I changed the title? Well,
I didn't see that you changed it. Did you?
Changed it. Yeah.
Okay.
I scheduled that earlier this morning when I was triggered.
When I was triggered.
I'm still talking about both of those topics, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But, come on. Listen. Here's the thing, man. This is what I'll say. I was telling somebody this in the DM. I said, honestly, you're a content creator, right? and you have to steadfast, right? Now, this is a crazy day, but this day is going to pass. And so for me, I'm putting my stake in, and I know people want to say, well, the words we keep saying disingenuous, we're going to say insensitive. But for me, I've always said I'm based on being authentic and keeping it real. So for me, I'm just going to do what you would expect me to do. Now, most people might be like, nah, bro, this is a bad day. But I feel like
before you can enter the facility.
I don't take days off like everybody else. Y'all sleeping, I'm making content, right? Like I am the king of content for a reason. And so, no, you ain't getting a day off. You ain't getting a rest. You're going to get 10 seconds.
Cowboy is going to be Cowboy. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how he does it.
My head up. Now, here's the thing. I always said this. People look at me and be like, oh, you just got the Stadia haters. No. I put a link where anybody can join. So we want to talk la Stadia, then let most people jump in and love Stadia. I still love Stadia, but anyway, I don't want to ramble, but I'm just going to talk about the topic at hand. I'm looking left and right, and everybody's making a video. So I'm going to be watching so much videos today. Matter of fact, and I think, well, Vet invited me. I think I might have to join.
Well, with my 60-second clip, I wanted to be in the #1 Apple iTunes tunes charts. I want you to make it. That's my dream. Come on, guys, make it the #1 trends in short. We can do it.
Holt, you sing, brother? Because I'll put a track together. I'll mail it to you. We can send it through the. We can put a track together.
I can try. I mean, what I love about like Cowboys channel and stuff like that is I don't really like my voice or accent stuff like that. And since I joined this channel,
everybody loves your voice.
The way Cowboy says it, Cowboy's like, it's my guy, your guy, it's the accent guy. And everyone's going, do you do voiceovers? And I'm like,
yeah, see?
Listen.
I'm looking at Cowboy going, how many people do you know, mate? Should we do some voiceovers?
Yeah. Listen, all you need to do is start applying to Hollywood for voiceovers, Holt. I'm telling you right now, bro. Listen, you won't be here right now. I can promise you that.
It's not Hollywood. It looks like I'm going to move to New Jersey. That's where it seems to be. All the followers are moving
coming to Jersey.
I want to see Holt as a Bond villain.
Yes!
I would love to be a Bond villain.
That will work.
Holt say, I'm going to kill you, Mr. Bond.
Do you know what? I'll record it and I'll do it in a proper way, Cowboy, and I'll put it on for your show. And I would love to sit there because my dad, he's watched all the Bonds and I've watched Bond over the years. And I do think English people do make the best Bond villains.
Oh, man.
Listen, Bond is I got a friend. I call him Kylo Parker because everybody has a Star Wars name with me.
But me.
I can't unhear Cowboy. And I love it. I don't even, if you notice, like, even when we talk on the phone, I'm like, yo, Cowboy. Like, it's hard for me to go back to your name. It really is. It fits you, right? But I got a friend, Kylo Parker. Shout out to you, Kylo. I know you watch my restream, so thank you. I appreciate it. Kylo and we do this thing. We call it you know what? This is going to sound really bad. It's called BBC. Beer, Bond, and Chicken. And we watch James Bond. We'll each have a drink, and we'll eat some fried chicken.
Right there. And I want some of this, guys. Come on, we need to expand. We need to expand this. I want Bond.
Dude, it's really cool because we literally watch every James Bond, like literally, and then we debate them and we try to figure out. So like, I don't want to say he's camera shy. I don't know if he's camera shy, but we have these crazy debates like on my Twitter feed from when I first started. It's like, who would win in a fight, like the villain from James Bond or Floyd Mayweather, and we'll do so, and then we'll literally argue these points out. Like it gets really crazy. We do that all the time, but like we literally argue out like which was the better Bond. Right now we have, I'm not sure if he remembers, but right now we were trying to figure out what is the best James Bond opening song. And we have stuck with License to Kill. I think Timothy Dalton is the greatest James Bond, even though he was only in 2.
That's very
yeah.
brave to say that one, mate.
Yeah, listen. Nah, come on. License to Kill's my movie. Listen. License to Kill. Yo, it opened. Okay, with the song License to Kill by my homegirl Gladys Knight in the Pits. Yo, it was so epic.
No, see,
kill me after today's episode.
I was on a show, right, and we were talking about, I think, like, someone tried to ask me to compare some games like Final Fantasy, and I just said they're all epic, that there's no way that I can put them in order unless I put it in front of me and I start discussing with, say, you guys. And I feel that's the same with Bond. I feel like the Bond intros have always brought me so much joy in the theme of the movie that I would have to sit down and go, okay, Rose, we're going to sit down, we're going to do an hour. I'm going to listen to the songs, and then I can sort of shuffle them in front of me, and then I'll come up with my top 5, and then I'll discuss it. I can't just pop them off my head because the music goes well with the scene of what happened to Bond in the first 5 minutes.
So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to see if we can get one of these recorded live because, so let me try to explain it just a little bit better. Nobody or everybody can get in the fight pit. So it's always going to be better, worse or better. So like, for instance, let's say I put Kratos in the pit. I would look at him and I would say like, yo, Kratos will knock out Superman. And he'd tell me why he believes, and these are some heated discussions. He'd tell me why he believes that Superman could beat Kratos, and I'll tell him why I believe that Kratos can beat Superman. But we put everybody, there was this guy who we used to go to this gym, and there was this guy, and he made this real crazy comment. He used to say, that's today's lesson. So what he did is he put him in the pit. He would be like, yo, we'd watch a movie, and he'd be like, you think Thor could beat today's lesson guy? And like, I don't know. He's kind of big, It's
the same because I'm really biased in what I like, right? When I initially heard a song first. So say Sam Smith, Right on the Wall. When I heard that on the radio, I'm like, that's never going to be a Bond song because I'm automatically thinking about the Bond songs before it. And then as I'm listening to the radio again and again, I'm like, the writing's on. And I'm starting to sing it. And then when I go and see the movie, I'm walking out going, wasn't that a brilliant? But initially, the bias goes straight to your brain.
Yeah.
And that is why I feel like they're all epic in their own ways and they're so talented.
Yeah.
And that's why they are getting picked for Bonds. And that is why it's a great debate to actually have over the intros.
It really is. Like, we have so much fun with it. Guys, I'm going to have the last word here. I'm sorry. I would usually give it to one of you guys, but I know Cowboy is about to stream, so I want to start winding this down. But I want to say this before I start winding it down. My favorite Bond, not that it's my favorite Bond, but my favorite idea, and Holtz, we can pick this up the next time you're around. My favorite idea of a James Bond movie is when James Bond had to fight CNN. Like, seriously. Tomorrow Never Die. He literally had to fight the news. That was like, like I want to know. I really want to sit in on that board meeting. I want to know who was like, you know what? They didn't even make him fight an alien, right? They didn't take him. He had to fight the news.
I'm not going to give you example, but just straight away, you just mentioned it. Metal Gear Solids, because Hideo Kojima is a big, huge Bond fan. You'll see the quirkiness of Bonds with stupid stuff. So you might actually see Solid Snake, Naked Snake, and all that. They do fight against people you would never dream of, and then it'll tongue in cheek.
Yeah. Listen, I'm a big Metal Gear fan. Don't laugh at me. Don't kill me for this. I don't understand the full story. I'm not gonna lie to you. The reason I stuck with Metal Gear is because after playing Metal Gear Solid 2, I thought when I saw the ending, this is the weirdest thing ever. We went from spying to talking about corporate espionage and documents, and I had no idea what was happening. My favorite Metal Gear is definitely Metal Gear 4. Game is like the greatest thing next to sliced bread. That game is amazing, but that's just my personal opinion. So. But guys, let's go ahead and let's start winding down the show. Oh snap! Mr. Urban World just showed up. Mr. Urban World is here. He says, "Let me in."
Let me pop
Mr. All right, Cowboy. It was good seeing you. I'll be on your stream shortly.
Okay, before I go, remember Rose, our secret code word, lali lula low.
Until
next time.
Yes, Holtz. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. Oh wait, you're staying, Holtz. Oh no, he was leaving. Okay, all right. Mr. Urban World is in the building. Mr. Urban World, I would let you in, but you didn't click the link. Do you want the link? Just let me know. Yo, Windstar is in the building. What is going on, Windstar? He just came. Unfortunately, guys, we were about to wind this down. But thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. So listen, we're gonna start giving out some shout outs. Mr. Urban World, you was in the building. Windstar was in the building. Lethal was in the building. 809 Line was in the building. Line, we are all happy that you're safe. Seriously, please reach out. Like, seriously, I know that sounds crazy, and it's like, hey, you don't know me, and blah, blah, blah. Yo, I would hate to lose all my stuff. I know you said you were good, but I can only imagine if I lost everything. Like, we would, you got to put your pride behind you at that point, right? And you got to accept whatever people can do for you. So, good to hear that you're okay, Lion. Dorgon was in the building. What is going on, Dorgon? Good to see you. I'm glad you were here. ISO was in the building. Let's see. Cammy was in the building. Cowboy was in the building. Holt was in the building, and he joined the chat. Oh, my cousin Dave showed up. He was in the building. RG was in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just had a successful Thursday. I'm sorry. I want to share this, echo the sentiment once again. Please just keep in mind, understand Stadia is going to be the big topic, but just please be mindful. People did lose their jobs probably today. Think about the little people, even the people at the buildings who, serve food or whatever. They're probably going to lose if they cut that deep. So, content creators out there, my heart goes out to you guys. Hopefully, you guys, I believe you all will be able to bounce back. I know I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be watching streams. Speaking of watching streams, I don't know if she's doing it. I don't know. I'm going to look right now to actually see, but I want to shout out Purple. Make sure you get in her stream tonight. I think she will be streaming. I'm trying to figure it out right now. Let's see. Yes, she is scheduled for 8 p.m. So make sure you jump in her stream. There's going to be an interview. It's probably going to be a great interview. All of her interviews are amazing. So make sure you stop in there. Make sure you go and check out ISO's page. He's doing big stuff with World War III. Hey, listen, I don't think Holt streams, but make sure you go check out Cowboy. He's going to have a good show today. Make sure you check out Cammy's vlog. Cammy's doing her thing. I don't know if Lion you stream, but Lion, if you do, please let me know. Just, hey, keep the love, keep the community growing. You know what I love to say, guys? You guys have been a great audience. I thank you so much. Make sure you stay blessed. Make sure you stay safe. Make sure you stay blessed. And you know what I love to say? Life is a game. So make sure you play. Have a good one.
Hey, what's going on, guys? That was so much fun. We had a blast. We got to get through it. We got to play some video games. We got to have some good conversation. There was a bunch of energy. It was awesome. Yo, I had a blast. I hope you guys had a blast. I'm very humbled because you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to spend this time with me. So I'm very, very grateful. If you want to see more content like this, it's very simple. All you got to do is like, comment, and please, please, please subscribe. If you want to go ahead and you want to throw a tip in the tip jar, that's simple as well. All you have to do is check the description. The link is in the description. Any and all tips are appreciated. Until I see you on the next time, God bless you and you have a wonderful day. Peace.